Hey guys, how's it going? I am WWE Hall of Famer Lita, welcoming you to General Admission Wrestling.
Hey folks, welcome to Friday Night Storm, where we begin with the Women's World Champion, Kacy Catanzaro, in action for the first time since winning the white belt at Nitro in an incredible match against Ronda Rousey, a longtime rival of Catanzaro. By the way, folks, check out our Spotify. Link is in the description. All the music from across GAW, all in one place. Description, generaladmissionwrestling.com. You know where to find it. At least I hope you do by this point. Catanzaro will never back down from a challenge. There could be a big one in her future as Shayna Baszler seems to be preparing to fight for that world championship. Catanzaro won't go down easily, we know that. But she's certainly putting herself in a very tough position right now for her first match back in action. And you got to give her credit for that. They call her the problem, and she may very well be one for the world champion. In many ways, she is very similar to Shayna Baszler. She doesn't possess the same level of striking that maybe Baszler does, but in terms of her ground game, the jiu-jitsu background, all of that, she and Shayna Baszler trained for years together, so Catanzaro can learn a lot here from Marina Shafir, and I suggest she does. You have to be at your absolute best against Shayna Baszler, there's no doubt about that. Catanzaro knows it as well as anyone. This is a great tune-up for her. Here we go, opening match of Friday Night Storm. We got a great show coming up for you. Main event, Zack Sabre Jr. and Will Ospreay taking on, well, we don't know, but we do know the GAW Tag Team Championships are on the line. Kacy Catanzaro landing short, and immediately you can see Catanzaro, she wants to make a statement early on, and she's gonna take some risks in order to do it. Catanzaro taking to the skies immediately in this match. You gotta like what you see from Catanzaro, who seems to be, she gets better almost every time she's in the ring. It's unbelievable. We know how great of an athlete she is, and we know how much pride she takes in where she came from. Nice takedown from Catanzaro into the cover. Catanzaro's got two. We've also got a very special announcement coming up for you. Evolution is traveling to Cairo as we speak for Evolution Cairo on Monday. Well, if you thought Storm was going to be left out of the fun, you are sorely mistaken. We'll have that announcement coming up soon as Catanzaro goes over the top. Former WXW Unified World Champion Tristan Archer will also be back in action. What an incredible show we have for you today. Going off the road, wait a minute. Shayna Baszler running down. That's Baszler coming in. Catanzaro gonna take off with the springboard. Baszler pulled the rope down and Catanzaro goes over. Baszler pulls the rope down and Catanzaro, the referee didn't see it. He was looking at Marina Shafir, who's now back out, and Shafir sending Catanzaro back into the ring. Shafir now, takedown. Catanzaro hit the deck hard after Shayna Baszler pulled the rope down, and Marina Shafir, ground and pound. Shafir covered. Shafir, no! Catanzaro survives, and Baszler looking on as Marina Shafir trying to finish the job against the Women's World Champion. Catanzaro did a whole lot of damage early on in the match. It wasn't quite enough, but Catanzaro, springboard drop kick. Catanzaro flattens Marina Shafir, hooks the leg. The Women's World Champion survives a potentially catastrophic attack from Shayna Baszler, who now has to watch Catanzaro celebrate in the middle of the ring. Baszler talking more trash, and Catanzaro's had enough. Baszler's got to take She's got to take off. Catanzaro pursuing her towards the back. Here comes Kacy Catanzaro. World champion's not taking no shit. Real warriors spend years honing their craft, not walking in at the right time and stealing gold that was once held by true fighters. Zack Sabre Jr., Will Ospreay, you are not worthy of the titles you have stolen. You are beneath the true teams in this division you claim to represent. Tag team wrestling is a sacred art that you do not understand and clearly do not respect, but you will respect us. We are War Machine, the most dangerous team in the world, and you will learn respect for our craft. The last time we saw Tristan Archer, he was putting the WXW Unified title on the line against Drew McIntyre. He was making history, but he didn't come out on the right side of that, at least from his perspective. McIntyre, of course, won the WXW Unified title with Archer's own gut-wrench suplex. And now Archer, he's decided to stick around in the United States, at least for a little while here. He's got another really tough challenge headed at him today. Led by the former two-time world champion, Aleister Black. Just a terrifying sight. We saw the same thing at Nitro when the House of Black made their debut and saw Matt Riddle absolutely destroy Shelton Benjamin. And we were treated to the same kind of fear tactics that we're seeing here today. Riddle is dangerous at the best of times, and Aleister Black, one of the best wrestlers we've seen in GAW in the last, I don't know, our history probably, in terms of his ability. Riddle walking in, bare feet, knee pads. This is Matt Riddle, but maybe, probably, the most dangerous form of Matt Riddle that we have ever seen. When you're taught by Aleister Black how to inflict maximum pain, how to do maximum damage, nothing good can come of that. But Tristan Archer going to face him down, the French technician. He's got a lot on his plate here today, trying to see his first win in GAW after a very disappointing first loss. Let's take a look back. This is highlights of Drew McIntyre's phenomenal win of the WXW Unified title when he beat Tristan Archer. And it was something very much like what we just saw Riddle do. Caught Archer coming in, gut-wrench suplex, and that was it. McIntyre now the WXW Unified champion. Matt Riddle is taking control of this match early on. And he's doing it with his striking game. He's doing it with his agility. He's doing it with his aerial game. That is what makes Matt Riddle so dangerous. And that, honestly, is what I admire most about what Aleister Black has done with Riddle since inviting him into the House of Black. Cover here from Riddle. No! Archer kicks out. He hasn't replaced Matt Riddle's style. What he's done is just supplemented it with his own tutelage, his own knowledge of striking. Aleister Black, the greatest striker in the history of general admission wrestling. Bullseye from Riddle, and that's exactly what we're talking about as Black coaching up his charge. Riddle from the House of Black. And now Riddle just grinding down the legs of Tristan Archer, making this as painful as possible for the former WXW champion. I gotta say, it's been a pretty tough, oh, Riddle, gut wrench. Archer's had some bad memories. He's not gonna associate the gut wrench with anything good after losing his title a couple weeks ago. And Matt Riddle just making things worse for Archer, who answers back. Big left hand from Tristan Archer, and now Archer, neck breaker. He's trying to get himself back in this match. You can see Archer trying to turn up the pace here. Archer gut wrench suplex. He got Riddle down. Archer put a lot of mustard behind that one. Riddle kicks out. We saw Archer do the same thing against McIntyre, and now Archer, I think, looking for it. He got him up. Coup d'etat. Lance Archer. Tristan Archer hooks the leg. Archer, he's got him. No! Coup d'etat. Didn't work twice. Didn't work against McIntyre. Didn't work against Riddle. Tristan Archer might have to go back to the drawing board with this one. Nice defense on the takedown from Archer, but he couldn't defend that one. Riddle takes him down, and Riddle blasts him. Knee strike across the temple, and Matt Riddle springs up. Riddle with the senton from the top. I gotta say, doesn't look too good right now for Tristan Archer as Matt Riddle go to sleep. Archer on his feet, deadlift German. Matt Riddle with the bridge. Riddle walks out of here with the win. Oh boy. Riddle's got to be happy about that one. Survives the coup d'etat from Tristan Archer, who, by the way, I think needs to look elsewhere. That coup d'etat 0-2, and so is Tristan Archer. Not becoming of one of the best wrestlers in Europe, in my opinion, but he's got a long time to figure it out if he is going to stay in GAW for a longer period of time. Well, we've teased you long enough. Evolution Cairo is going down on Monday, but Storm will be part of the fun. Storm will make its own history as we go to India for the first time ever for Storm Mumbai. India, home to 1 billion plus people, and we will have a great number of them turning up for one of the great wrestling shows you will see this year. So join us in just a couple weeks for Storm Mumbai, June 24th. Let's hear from world champion Keith Lee, who will be defending his title against Bandito. I am so proud to go to a place like Mumbai, representing General Admission Wrestling. I've always admired the Indian people. Their ingenuity and work ethic should inspire us all. I see those same qualities in Bandito, the man I will fight in a few weeks. Since becoming champion, I have fought WXW champion and one of the best wrestlers in Europe. All that happened is I got hungrier for tougher competition. I believe they call it being in the zone. Whatever it's called, I can absolutely say I have never felt better than I do right now. Which is why, while many would be afraid to walk into a match with Bandito, I embrace it. He is one of the best wrestlers of the last 20 years at least. I cannot think of a better man to make history alongside. For months, one thing has been eating at me. I didn't believe I could ever be as great as Brock Lesnar. How could I live up to him and what he did? But I believe my answer lies in the same lessons we can learn from the Indian culture. Bandito and GAW, my destiny as champion is to accept the toughest challenges I can, because that's what the sport needs. Wrestling needs a champion who will work harder than the rest and will never be satisfied. I can't control how long I'll be champion, but I can promise I will work as if I never was. I think Keith Lee is being a little hard on himself, saying he wouldn't be able to compete, wouldn't be able to stand up to Brock Lesnar's accomplishments. As much as Lesnar did his record-setting reign, Keith Lee is just as important a champion based on who he is, the person he is. And hopefully, at least for him, that title will continue to be his for some time. We will have to see. That match against Bandito is going to be unbelievable. Just one of the many reasons why you should subscribe, because Storm Mumbai is coming in just a couple weeks. And of course, Evolution Cairo comes at you on Monday. Garrett Gibson putting his title on the line against Derek Cole. You will not want to miss that. Pete Dunne has really struggled so far since GAW came to YouTube, both as a singles wrestler and as a tag team wrestler, and you know that he will want to end that right now.
I hear them shouting, I hear them crying, they're calling, they are seeing us see through the run for days, they can't get the road, bring relief, I saw what fight, you should have never tried to.
Thank God Kofi Kingston is back. Former Intercontinental Champion Kofi Kingston. What a great time to be a wrestling fan, because Kofi Kingston is back in GAW. Has been dealing with injuries for the better part of the last year, which led to only a 6-8 record for Kingston in Season 2 as he battled through those health problems. But hopefully he's back and better than ever here in Season 3. As I said, former Intercontinental Champion. We'll see if he can top that. You can hear the fan support for Kofi Kingston. He has always had that since coming to GAW. His Intercontinental Championship reign, a great example of what Kofi Kingston has been about. Kingston's springboard dropkick found its mark right on the jaw. Kingston, knee drop. And this is what Kingston is about. Starting fast, Pete Dunne's gonna have to fight from behind, and Kingston, that's where he's comfortable. But Dunne also very comfortable being the underdog. He often is, or often was anyway, early on in his career. I think people have learned, they've learned better watching Pete Dunne and his development. But in GAW, he's been anything but the favorite in his matches. Kingston from the top with a huge leg drop. Kofi Kingston takes to the skies and makes the cover. Kingston, no. Folks, make sure you stick around. Coming up next, our main event, Zack Sabre Jr., Will Ospreay putting their tag team titles on the line for the first time since winning them at Nitro. They've been challenged by War Machine overtly several times. Well, this is going to be their response. Stick around to find out who it will be. Kofi Kingston, with incredible athleticism, just dead leaps up onto the top rope. And now Kingston just laying it in to Pete Dunne over the top. Kingston with a leg drop guillotine. And Kofi Kingston really enjoying his wrestling at the moment. This is as good as I've seen Kingston since Season 1. Kingston hooks the leg. Dunne kicks out. As I said, he was battling injuries in Season 2. He looks better now. Trouble in Paradise, and Pete Dunne starches him with a kick to the jaw. Dunne was ready for it. And now Pete Dunne, he was ready for this. X-Plex. Dunne absolutely levels Kofi Kingston. Hooks the leg. Kingston kicks out. Dunne can't believe that didn't get the job done. But this one just might. Pete Dunne lining up. Big shot. Dunne He's got the pump handle, bitter end. Dunne crawls over to make the cover, hooks the leg, Pete Dunne, no! Dunne can't believe it. The bitter end is usually enough, but not for Kofi Kingston. Boom, drop kick. Kingston is tough and resilient as they come. Dunne having to learn that the hard way. How much better can you get if you are Kofi Kingston? From the side, Kingston, boom, drop. Heels right on to Pete Dunne's chest. Kingston hooks the leg. Kofi Kingston, no. Kingston can't believe it. There's still more work to be done, but Kingston, trouble in paradise. Dunne was not ready for it. Kingston blasts him, and Kofi Kingston grabs the victory. That's big time. Kingston, that is a victory that he absolutely needed to start things off right in Season 3. Try and get back to the winning ways we saw from him a couple years ago when he won the Intercontinental Championship. But if you're Pete Dunne, there is a lot more work for you to do right now, and back to the drawing board for the Bruiserweight. Our main event's coming up next, Tag Team Championships on the line, but first, let's hear from the U.S. Champion Ember Moon and her next opponent, the former World Champion Dakota Kai. Girl, you're insane if you think for a second I'd lose to you again under any circumstances. I grew up in Texas. I watched people break down in tears when UT lost to OU. That's about 1% of what it'll feel like if I lose my title to the little wannabe badass soft bitch. She wants to say Team Kick built GAW or some shit, but girl, the GAW women's division was built by women much, much stronger than you. Women who actually cared about this sport and the people who came after them. Couldn't be you. You are done in a couple weeks, bitch. Why are we still talking? Team Kick deserves gold, and I will have it. Go on, get out. Is it possible the GAW Tag Team Champions are going to get more than they bargained for? La Rebellion, straight from Mexico. Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza. They returned to Mexico as conquering heroes, but quickly became villains in their native country. And now, they're up here as the ultimate villains against Ospreay and ZSJ. Yet another incredible debut in GAW. And if you want to catch up with some of GAW's greatest moments, just check out our social media channels, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Links are down in the description. Make sure you follow us, because that's where you can catch up on things like this. It's where you can relive moments like this as Carrillo and Garza enter the fold in GAW and may very well leave tonight as tag team champions. I can't think of many worse ways to cap off a night, but ZSJ and Ospreay knew what they were getting into. Some new threads for the tag team champions, Zack Sabre Jr. and Will Ospreay. And some beautiful belts around their waist to match as these two walk in to their first title defense. I mean, who knows what they're going to be facing here against Carrillo and Garza. But what I do know is that these two men, they are as prepared as anyone to face a challenge like this. That is what has characterized Zack Sabre Jr. and Will Ospreay's relationship They became friends by warring against the White Company. These are two men who just a year ago, or just over a year ago, were battling in a brutal submission match. And now here they are teaming together, winning the titles. That is professionalism from Zack Sabre Jr. and Will Ospreay. It's exactly what we expect in GAW, and they embody those championships. Let's get to the main event. Folks, if you haven't already, check out our Discord. Link is in the description. Best community in wrestling, exclusive news, exclusive polls, all in one place, so make sure you join. Garza starting off hot here for La Rebellion, going up against Zack Sabre Jr. This is a very interesting clash of styles. Carrillo, Garza, and Ospreay all cut from the same cloth, more or less. Incredible athletes, very much in that lucha libre style. Zack Sabre Jr. is sort of the fish out of water in this kind of match, as ZSJ, oh man, penalty kick from Zack Sabre Jr. ZSJ, of course, the submission master, a technical wizard. But we're gonna see now Will Ospreay take to the skies, the best athlete in the world. Ospreay diving double foot stomp to follow up that PK. Angel Garza gonna take to the skies himself, but that springboard, you can't play a player. Will Ospreay avoids the springboard crossbody. Now Garza, scoop slam, and Garza opens up an opportunity to tag in. Here comes Humberto Carrillo. These two cousins, both part of one of the most successful families in Lucha Libre history, and Carrillo immediately with two standing shooting stars. Carrillo and Garza La Rebellion taking it straight to the tag team champions here. La Rebellion will have a tag team title match in AAA in just a few weeks' time. We will see as Will Ospreay, he needs the tag from ZSJ and he gets it. Here comes Zack Sabre Jr. Immediately goes low to the body against Garza. As Will Ospreay able to escape the ring and another tag in, here comes Carrillo. Frequent tags, very much in the Lucha Libre style for La Rebellion. ZSJ just sends Carrillo over the top. 20-second count out in this title match. But I don't think ZSJ is going to pursue Carrillo outside. Probably smart, to be quite honest with you. Oh, ZSJ playing some mind games with Humberto Carrillo, but Carrillo takes the back. And Carrillo, the mind games might have been too much for Humberto. Looking for a powerbomb. ZSJ fights it off. That's what he needed to do. Nice arm drag from Zack Sabre Jr. and back into the ring he goes. Carrillo gonna follow him in. Zack Sabre Jr. called him, and ZSJ, now he's got Carrillo down. Nice takedown as he captures the arm. Zack Sabre Jr., like I said, very much the odd man out in this match, but we'll see how he approaches it tactically with athletes like Carrillo and Garza. Not that ZSJ isn't a great athlete himself. ZSJ tags in. Here comes Ospreay, and here comes Garza. Ospreay, of course, probably the best athlete in the world, but he gained a lot of weight to be able to compete with the biggest men in the world. Springboard moonsault. Garza ducks underneath, and Angel Garza back onto the attack. Garza, spine buster. Into the cover. Angel Garza sits out with it. Garza to win. No! Garza up top, Ospreay rolling away from the elbow drop as Garza tried to take to the skies. That shot counter, Garza big time overhand chop and a code breaker. And captures the legs as well. Angel Garza. This is a phenomenal performance here from La Rebellion. Big time from these two in their first ever GAW match. And now it's Carrillo who's got Will Ospreay perched up against the ropes. Ospreay knows how dangerous that can be. Of course, the Os cutter, he used it from that very same position. Now Ospreay short-armed elbows, and Will Ospreay going up top. There's Zack Sabre Jr. to his feet. Ospreay shooting star press, but Carrillo got the knees up. The fans very much on the side of the champions here tonight. Carrillo, that's a suplex and a half. Ospreay down, and here comes Garza. Already the most tags we've seen in a match this year by a wide margin is Angel Garza. Look at this, Rings of Saturn. But that was a mistake because he left Ospreay underneath the ropes, didn't even move him away. Referee immediately calls for a break, and now Carrillo back in, but Ospreay up to his feet. He's taken down by the Frankensteiner from Carrillo. This is a stellar performance from Larry Bellion, and they're forcing ZSJ and Ospreay to fight from behind. Ospreay comfortable with doing it. Liger bomb from Will Ospreay. Here comes ZSJ. What a knee! Carrillo kicks out. That was defense from Zack Sabre Jr. at its absolute best, and now Will Ospreay. Double underhooks are in. Ospreay, Stormbreaker. Ospreay into the cover. ZSJ had played defense. Ospreay hooks the leg. Ospreay gets the win. That is tag team wrestling. Are you kidding me? It was like they were shot out of a cannon. Will Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. combining for an unreal win over La Rebellion. What a performance. My goodness, Will Ospreay. That's what started it, the running Liger bomb. And look at this from CSJ. Just shocks. Oh my God, whoa, whoa. That's War Machine out. War Machine spoiling the victory party for the tag team champions. Hanson and Rowe. Disgusting actions from War Machine. They were sending messages before. This is a full-on declaration of war from War Machine, going after an already depleted ZSJ and Ospreay. My God, and it's Rowe that just puts ZSJ through the barricade. War Machine, mean war, and we will see it in Mumbai in just a couple weeks. Folks, make sure you subscribe. Evolution Cairo is coming up on Monday. You do not want to miss it. We will see you then. We appreciate you.